G'day people. Today we've got a 200 series and a 300 series on set at the warehouse, wherever we are. The initial plan, which we may not be able to follow through with, was to put some 17s onto, or put a test mount of 17 onto the 300 series. However, we've got them here and we've actually noticed how much bigger the brakes are on the 300 series than on the 200 series. And so that's the other key thing to note as well, is that the 300 series is now a 6-bolt wheel. And so it's actually the same sort of stud pattern as the Rangers and Hiluxes are. But yeah, the bigger brakes is a pretty interesting thing. So these are 18s on this car, I'm pretty sure it's a VX. And then over here, this is Chris's car, which is slightly modified, as you may remember. There's obviously a much wider offset on these, but the brakes, there's a good technical measurement, 2.5 fingers between the wheel and the brake. And over here, I can't even fit a finger in between the wheel and the brake. And obviously they're different wheels, so it's not a huge amount to go on, but I'm no longer confident that we're going to be able to test fit some 17s on there. However, we'll pull a wheel off and see what we can find out. So we've had to use our old-fashioned wheel brace, and so we'll just crack the nuts first, and then we'll jack her up. If you're looking to jack up your 300, it's interesting because we couldn't do it off the body because there was so much suspension droop on the 300 that we couldn't literally, at the full height of the jack, we couldn't get it off the ground. However, we're off the ground now, so we'll pull it off. These are the 300 series nuts, at least on these wheels. You see just how big they are. And they've got this fat-assed washer here. I think they might be dual density, but it's really hard to tell. So if you're putting aftermarket wheels on, you'll be wanting to replace those. So here's the Landcruiser nut in comparison to a Ranger nut. And obviously there's some more lewd comments I can make about this, but I'll leave that to you guys. So yeah, if you're going for aftermarket wheels, you're definitely going to have to get different nuts. You know, it fits. It's not actually rubbing on the brake. Very close. All right, folks, so we actually got the 17 on there. I can't believe it. It actually fits. I was worried as we were putting it on there, it literally scraped on the brake caliper. You can see a little scrapey on the 17 on the inside of the rim. However, now we've actually got some bolts on there. It's actually stabilized. So I would say that you can put 17s on this, aftermarket 17s. It just really depends on what rim it's going to be, because I reckon there is such a small amount of clearance in between the brake and the rim that if the rim is a bit thicker, like the actual gauge of the housing or whatever you call it is a bit thicker, it's going to scrape and it's not going to fit. So make sure you test fit your 17s before you invest in them, or get some details from those who are actually testing them first. So this is a fuel wheel. It's either a 20 or a 25 offset. I'll stick that up in one of the titles after this, once I've actually worked out which one it is. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It looks really good, like really good. So this is a 25 offset wheel, 20 or 25. The factory 18s are actually a 60 offset. So here we have over here, it'll be upside down for you guys, but we can use the magic of film to flip that if we need to. So these are a 60 offset, but they're also a 7-inch rim. So the fuels that I've just put on there are 8 inches wide, and they're a plus 25 rather than a plus 16, plus 60. So that actually means that you're actually getting a pretty nice flush fitment with the tread, with the wheel arch, but the bulge of the tyre is actually outside, and that's how I like it. It's not 100% legal depending on the state, so you may need to put some flares on there or a lower offset wheel if you want to keep it snugged inside. But in terms of wheel well space, we still, again, technical measurements, we still have about a fist here of measurement, so about that much, and a fist in front. When we were looking at the 300 versus the 200, it actually looks like the wheel is more centered to the wheel well. So I think we're going to have more luck fitting bigger wheels. However, because we don't have as many wheel bolts on this, we're not going to be able to try testing and turning and that sort of stuff. So I will put a caveat on that we haven't tested that, but it looks like it's got plenty of space at the moment. So you might be able to go to a 295 or a 305 on 17s and still have decent articulation. There's also plenty of space behind here as well. So you can definitely run some 305s. Just thinking about the width, 305s would fit. But yeah, I'm excited by how good it looks. So check it out. All right, thanks everyone. Tune in next time.